This week on Hermitcraft.
People are busy with their side series at the moment. Nobody will hear me scream into the void, I guess.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixelriffs. Our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. And it's true, Decked Out goes down for maintenance and suddenly 3 or 4 side series pop out of the woodwork. We've already been introduced to Secret Life last week, so this week welcomes a Vault Hunters playthrough under the Hermitcraft umbrella, and while there's some crossover between the two, if your favourite hermit isn't involved with one, chances are they'll appear in the other. We're working under the assumption that the City Skylines 2 developers were also waiting for Tango to take a holiday, and while we're off topic, we'll give a quick shout out to the group of Dwarven hermits who went back to their mining roots and returned to Moria.
Outlasted a siege!
Nice!
Oh, easy. Oh, it's more!
Oh, me!
Wait! I died!
Didn't they hear the siege was over?
But at least some of this week was dedicated to Hermitcraft as we know it, so without further ado, let's dig too greedily and too deep into all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Good Times with Scar, who despite the airline and medical issues still had an episode for us to enjoy. Which outside of the few decked out runs that make him question if Tango enjoys seeing people struggle with his game, no really, features the grandiose groundwork around the Scarland's own volcano.
Hi!
Wait. Hey, hi, I'm here!
We tried to catch you, you're so fast running through the dungeon!
Wow.
The Mount Gelmir-looking structure crowns Scarland's skyline, retroactively making some fan art completely inaccurate. Scar even puts some of the magma in to expand the lore of the place having been dormant until recent times when it protested against the property value rising, no doubt. Everyone said it was daft to build a theme park on a volcano, but he built it all the same, just to show it.
Huge start on completing this volcano. Like, it now feels like a volcano. Like, look at that.
Doc M takes a moment to admire Scar's volcano from a distance, presumably because he doesn't want another natural disaster on his hands.
Definitely part of the lore here of the perimeter, right? And the olden people thought, okay, gods are mad.
Especially with the unnatural disasters he's causing with his farms. And we don't even mean the super powerful raid farm he installs this week on the back of a new design by Nash. That actually goes surprisingly well, has ways to combat lag from XP orbs, process the desirable items super fast, and destroy anything that might linger. Instead, it's the next pixel art mural that nearly destroys both Doc and the server. Doc, because it's a slog to create pixel art this detailed and the shading on this thing is off the charts, and the server because while he was building the mural, the blocks destroying the missiles in his wither projectile farm were not loaded in, so he was keeping about 20,000 floating heads in a box next door to his art project.
Pretty crazy event. Broke the server like as badly as I never could even try if I wanted to. It even has melons. Just want to point that out.
A little karma does visit him afterwards as he discovers all his copper has aged aside from a strip that makes it look like the goats are blushing. Aw.
Somebody pranked me, man. Those guys here are waxed.
Rendog's Scabland project has gone even more pink, although it's because he took the opportunity to have yet another dig at Mr. Goodtimes. He's been glazing up all the magenta terracotta he can to line the pathways of his anti-fun theme park with the most irritating patterns of pink arrows. It doesn't look too bad from the air, but once you're on the ground, have fun figuring out which way the bathrooms are.
And yes, it's looking very weird. Also kind of hurts the eyeballs, which is precisely what I wanted.
Even Ren can't look at it for too long, but that's because he's got something much more beautiful to behold. The Blue River Raceway has been polished to a mirror shine, as False Symmetry and Etho continue their work on the grandstand and the track itself.
Wow, this truly is a Mario Kart experience of epic proportions.
False has provided a map of the course, and Etho now has a jaunty note block tune to propel the racers off the starting block.
There we go. Oh, we've got music now. What the heck? Okay.
For his part, Ren adds some custom trees which provide some natural atmosphere to the turns and a real sense of speed when you hit the home straight. At least now, if you skid off the track, you can look forward to the welcoming scent of fresh pine.
Keep your eyeballs open. There they are. There is new forests that have been added. In fact, there's a bunch of new stuff.
Scabland's challenges will cower before the MCC Twitch Rivals winner and Las Vegas Trip survivor, Cubfan135. Though he is now preoccupied with keeping that tie for first place with Etho on the floors of Decked Out.
It was so awesome meeting tons and tons of you guys at TwitchCon. Also, we won MCC Twitch Rivals, which was huge. That was amazing. We have been in Vegas for the last 3 days, so...
Hello there.
It's good to see a friendly face.
What is that?
Turns out, first thing back from vacation, Tango Tech pumped up the difficulty of the Black Mines level, as well as introducing some seasonal events, just in case you were wondering why the Ravagers are all wearing pumpkins and skeleton onesies. Funnily enough, this makes them significantly easier to spot against the grey backgrounds.
There's a bony Ravager down here? Yo! What is happening? They've dressed up for Halloween.
I love it.
Oh, I'm terrified now, man. I'm terrified now. What other secrets await us here in the dungeon? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, if there is something new or otherwise in Decked Out, Hypnotized will want to get his hands on it. And so Hypno releases all of his Phase 5 runs on hard difficulty, with director's commentary as per usual.
There's really nothing else. Like, I guess I got distracted by talking with Tango and, you know, falling down the ravine and just not paying attention to everything that I should have been, but... Aggro, I fall down the ravine. Great.
It's your favorite spot.
I make that other jump and now I fall into this ravine and can't get out.
His intrusive scouts actually end up frustrating the dungeon enough that it drops another airdropped Ravager on him, and this time even Tango can't figure out where it came from.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, there might have been some internet lag there. I'm not sure, but I felt like I was far enough away. Okay. I thought I was far enough away from him, but apparently these guys can reach 3 miles.
Jevin has also decided to track down the mysterious season event and does indeed discover the secret spooky shack accompanied by thematically appropriate sound cues.
What are you? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Bringing a pumpkin from elsewhere in the dungeon grants the player with a trick or treat, depending on the mood of the item randomizer, finally introducing straight up gambling to the game, as opposed to gambling with your life.
This is a mistake. I can feel it. Ah. Oh my god. I cannot believe I pulled that off. I'm so proud of myself, dude.
There is also now a new entrance door animation with a pumpkin instead of a skull.
I like pumpkins.
The friendlier visage helps Keralis none in his expeditions through the game. It doesn't help that a not insignificant bit of his episode is spent in the chain parkour magma pit as a Ravager is right on top of him sniffing about.
Great crawls. Oh. Okay. Made it. Oh no.
Luckily, the beast's patience runs out pretty soon and Keralis is free to complete the run and safely reach the Ember Shop. It would be pretty embarrassing if he spent way more time in that pit, unable to leave nor refusing to die, as half a dozen of his friends dunk on him in chat, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it, Etho? Wouldn't that be a pretty fun thing to happen? And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LeXP and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.